You're looking at the BMW i5, essentially the electric 5 Series. And I parked it right here next to this BMW i4, which we reviewed last year. Love the i4, love the i5 as well. One of the reasons I think BMW is having some success, and by success I mean the average BMW electric vehicle is staying on dealer lots less than 40 days, whereas the Mercedes electric vehicles are staying on the lot over 80 days. I'm living the ultimate electric vehicle charging nightmare right now. We're in this beautiful BMW i5, which I love, but complete total range 100% is about 240. We left this morning with about 225 miles of range. Should have been about 80 and 80, about 160 mile round trip. We did a few stops. Okay, well, I'm like 50 miles from destination. All I could find are these solar Electrify America stations. Been here for half an hour and I barely charged. I've got 13 miles of range, 16 miles to get to a real Electrify America station. I'm a little nervous. I gotta tell you, this is why EVs suck. One of the reasons BMW has had success is because they've made their electric vehicles look like their internal combustion engine vehicles, and that's what people want. They want to be different, but not too different. Like with all BMWs, you have different driving modes: personal, sport, efficient, expressive, relaxed, digital art. The driving range on this i5 is quite broad. We've experienced about 240, 250, but they say it can go as high as 295. And of course that depends on how you drive and how you equip the vehicle, but I think 250 is a safe number. And the other day we struggled to get 220 and we really got stuck in a bind. As you can see, the i5 is very well equipped. We're essentially driving the base model, and I say base because there are 3 models. You have the E-Drive, the X-Drive, those are both 40s, and then you have the M-Drive, which is a 60. That's the much faster one, with 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Our vehicle, which has 1 motor, so essentially a rear-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in just under 6 seconds. I think BMW's done a great job with their controls and also their textures. You get a little carbon fiber going on here, nice soft materials. You have some nice speaker covers here, one massive screen that includes infotainment and of course your gauge cluster and wireless charging. Really done a nice job of incorporating all sorts of materials. I mean, this is not an inexpensive vehicle, but you can get some pretty good discounts right now, not just on the i5, but pretty much all electric vehicles. They're just not selling. Now that we're in sport mode, let's test the 0 to 60 time. BMW claims about 5.9, 5.8 seconds, and they tend to underestimate the actual power and performance of their vehicles, and I like that. Range and charging time are definitely a bit of a concern for this first generation i5, but I expect BMW to make some improvements. You can go from 10 to 80% on a rapid level 3 charger, DC fast charger, in about 30 minutes. Compare that to the Hyundai Ioniq 5, for example, with the larger battery pack on a 350 kilowatt charger, then you're looking at 18 minutes. Part of that is because that Hyundai and the Kia EV6, for example, could accept a 350 kilowatt charge, whereas this can only accept a little over 200. Most chargers are 150, so you would certainly maximize the 150 if it's working at full capacity. But if you were to connect this up to a 350, you would not get the full capacity. The i5 eDrive that we are testing this week has 335 horsepower, one motor in the rear. If you want to get 389 horsepower, then you jump up to the xDrive, which will have dual motors, one for the rear, one for the front. I think the closest competitor to the i5 is the Mercedes-Benz EQE, and I would definitely take this BMW over the Mercedes. You can achieve 10 to 80% charge on the BMW i5 in about 30 minutes if you're at a fast charger that has 350 kilowatts. Even though the i5 can't accept the full 350, it can accept about 240. So you're going to be okay, but you're not going to be as fast as something like a Kia EV6. The Genesis electrified G80 and Mercedes-Benz EQE are the i5's closest competitors, but I would take the BMW over either one of those. Bottom line on this BMW i5 is that it's quite impressive. It's been fun to drive, but we experience a lot of challenges with charging and with range. Even though it's supposed to get about 250, when driving in a more spirited manner, we achieve less than 200. So it does matter how you drive, and some vehicles just handle the range a little bit better. Also, charging takes a little bit longer in this vehicle than others. So I think BMW's got some work to do, but it's a great first step. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat.